eco-warriors who deflate tyres on SUVs say they'll target thousands more drivers over the coming months. The self-proclaimed tyre extinguishers say they want to strike fear into the owners of gas-guzzling cars. They want to make it impossible to own big cars in urban areas. They've deflated tyres on around 3,000 cars already since March, and they say they won't stop, even if they cause road accidents. So, are these tyre-damaging activists terrorists? Well, yes, of course they are. Let's stop calling them activists or protesters. They're just criminals, and they are going to kill someone at some point by letting down tyres. I'll tell you what, though, you try doing that in my street. Here's my top tip. I'll give you a 2-minute head start to the police station. Bet you hope you get there first. JJ, what do you think? Fantastic. How we do things round my way.
I completely agree with you. The fact that they're saying they don't care if it causes accidents. If I'm driving my gas guzzler, I might crash into the pavement, injure myself, injure my passengers, injure a pedestrian. And these people have no concern about that whatsoever. It's completely irresponsible. You don't have as much control over your car. My car, SUV, diesel. Oh, great mileage, great mileage. Really fantastic. But I somehow the car was damaged. We didn't know if it'd been damaged by one of these protesters or not. But I was halfway down the street going, this doesn't feel right. Yeah. But what if you were pulling onto a motorway and this happened? Yes. What do you?
No, but you know what? These people, they're obviously criminals, right? You should lock them up and throw away the key. But the consequence, well. This is because we haven't actually taken these terrorists seriously. Not being lenient has real consequences, and these people are effectively disrupting the public with such impunity that because we haven't really done anything to them. They go to prison for, what, 6 months, and they're out within 3... Exactly.
But this is the issue, Vanessa, isn't it? That we have this idea that, well, they feel strongly about it, so it's OK. But that's not how we do things in a democracy.
I don't think they get put in a special category all of their own, the category of the virtuous and the righteous. I particularly dislike the way they're self-appointed pointers out of our shortcomings and failings. So somehow they have the vision, they have the insight, they can see where everyone else is going wrong, and therefore they must exceed the law, surpass the law, and break the law in order to show us our sins and our failings. I really dislike and I've interviewed many of them over the last couple of years, and I'm always saying, and there's somebody that you're stopping going over a bridge, and they're on their way to the hospital. They're in labour.
Are they all good? Just to bias as well.
What the hell is going on?
I think the thing is, if we should be able to protest, right? But like all of you, I'd lock them up. It's like the ones that glue their hand, put them in jail and lock their ruddy hands to the gate, so they can't get to. What annoys me is, right, and we always in this country. Oh, did you see the woman who was trying to get to the hospital to see her mother in the Range Rover, nudged one of those idiots stuck to the road? I mean,
she was driving her kids to school.
I'd leave them there all winter, get frost and snow, and probably just pass out. But she ends up being fine. She ends up being banned. Yet again in this country, we seem to make the victim, right, is the person that gets accused. These people are terrorists. They have no respect, and they are causing danger. And you are absolutely right. They will cause the death. And we should throw. Honestly, it does my head in.
But I don't even
ruining other people.
But this is the thing. I don't think the public should be penalised for taking, the law into their own hands. I genuinely don't think so, because we have outsourced our security to the government. We've said you need to take care of these people because they're committing criminal acts, and they're not doing anything about it. So I'm sorry, if you keep a cricket bat in your car.
This is the problem, isn't it?
Just make sure there's a cricket ball, so it's technically not a weapon.
It's going to lead to vigilantism and people getting seriously hurt.
Because you're doing things that could actually cause serious road accidents, and no one's doing anything about it. And the fact that they're taking this a step further to even do this shows that really the laws we have in place are not sufficient.
With the Insulate Britain lot and all those who, by the way, need a wash. And my other thing that's really interesting is
actually, a lot of them are teachers. I mean, I don't think they particularly need a wash.
And they're never there in half term because they're in Mallorca.
Because they're teachers and they've had a wash and they've gone to Mallorca. I don't think they need a wash.
I don't understand why we so, in this country, make excuses and we're too scared. They're dirty, horrible, nasty people who are breaking the law and should be dealt with, not the victims.
They're not horrible. They're dirty or horrible. The key thing is they're not nasty. They are simply unbelievably convinced of their own righteousness.
And they need a wash.
And also, hang on, and also they have an evangelical zeal because they think that they're not just saving the planet for them, but for you and your descendants, whether they like you or not, whether they think you need a wash. So what they think they're doing is a selfless act of heroism. So that's why they're kind of incandescent with zeal. That's what it's all about, isn't it? isn't it?
I don't like them, though.
I just think they're incredibly pompous. They're very, very just sort of, frankly, up their own backsides a lot of the time. And they think they know better than everyone else. And it's this idea that I find really offensive in a democracy, which is, I feel very strongly about this, so I'm going to impose my views on everybody else, as opposed to persuade people, educate people, inform people, have demonstrations, have protests where you actually try and persuade the lawmakers, stand for election, have a manifesto. Instead, oh, no, we haven't persuaded people, so we're just going to bully you into
And surely,
it.
on a serious note, to get your point across, whatever you are, stop oil, buy this, do that. if you alienate the people you're trying to educate by causing disruption to their lives, then you've got a problem, haven't you?